I'm going to do a series on Minecraft. I'm going to go through playing a basic world. This is vanilla, single player, and sort of show how I play the game. This should be a good introduction for anyone not familiar with it. So in this case I started in a tree, which is a little unusual, but not bad, since the first thing we're going to do in basically any game is go get a couple wood blocks, because that's what we're going to need to make our first tools and our workbench. To open our inventory, we're going to hit the E key. Now we can take this wood and make it into planks, and then we're going to use those planks to make a workbench. We're going to put the workbench on the ground so that we can use it. This gives us a larger crafting area. We're going to use 2 to make sticks, and we're going to use those sticks to make an axe and a pickaxe. These are going to be the tools we need to start off. We'll get better lit versions of these tools later on, but this will get the game going. You can find a lot of these crafting recipes online, and there's no way in-game that they're really meant to be discoverable. So as you're learning the game, find a site you like that will show you the various crafting recipes, and you'll learn the ones that you use frequently, and you'll have to go look up some of the less frequently used ones. Now I'm going to run around. I'm going to try and find a good spot for the base. This actually ends up taking me a little while, so we'll fast forward again. Okay, this looks like a good spot. We're down at the water level, which means we don't have to dig down excessively far. We've got some birch trees. Those are what we're really going to want for wood in the early game. So I'm going to go get a bunch of wood, and in a minute we're going to start digging a spiral staircase to try and reach the base layers and set up our underground workshop and our mines. I'm going to set down the workbench here and make myself a shovel. The shovel is useful for moving dirt, whereas the pickaxe is good for moving stone and the axe is good for moving wood. We can use that to start digging down, and this is going to be the start of our spiral staircase. I like to do a spiral staircase down to the base. That way I know the base is directly below me. Some people do more of a straight angled down at a 45-degree stairway, which is a little bit easier to dig out, but it really doesn't save that much time, and later in the game knowing that your base is directly below you has some advantages, and it'll be a while before we get into those, but I'll show you those when we get there. So here's some iron. I'm kind of lucky to have found it this early in the game. I'm actually going to start mining it and then stop for a second, because one of the things that's worth knowing is you can't actually mine iron with a wooden pickaxe. If you do, the iron will just be destroyed. So I need to go make myself a stone pickaxe and then go back and get it. In most games, you'll actually end up using the stone pickaxe for quite a while before you find iron. But in this game, we happen to get lucky, and so we're going to mine out this iron and go start smelting it. We need 9 cobblestone to make a furnace. I actually had to go get some extra cobblestone, which is rare. We'll end up with plenty of cobblestone. But there's our furnace. I'm going to get a little bit more wood, and we're going to use the wood to make charcoal. Once we've done that, we can smelt the iron. Later in the game, we won't use charcoal very much. We'll find plenty of coal down in the mines. But in the early game, you pretty much need to use charcoal to get the game going, to smelt your first couple batches of iron and any other things that you'll be cooking early in the game. A block of wood is only enough to smelt 1 unit, but a piece of charcoal is enough to smelt 8. So I used 1 block of wood to smelt 1 block of wood into 1 piece of charcoal. Now we're going to let that 1 piece of charcoal cook for a little while and give us 8 more units of charcoal from those blocks of wood that I put in. So not all 11 that I threw in will get converted, but it was just easier to drag and drop the whole thing. Okay, our charcoal's done, so we'll pull out that extra wood, put in the charcoal and the iron ore. In a little while, we'll be able to go back and pull out our iron bars. I killed some sheep for food and got enough wool to make a bed. We're not going to use it for a while, but it's a useful thing to have. It lets you skip over the night and set your spawn point so that if you die, you'll respawn in the last bed you slept in. I've got some iron now, so I'm going to make an iron axe and go chop down some more wood. We'll come back in a minute and make an iron pickaxe, and then we can go finish the staircase. I'm also going to grab some of this charcoal and make myself a couple torches. That'll be helpful when we're digging out the staircase. It'll let us light our way as we go. This is a coal block, so we're going to go mine out a bunch of it. We're going to find a lot of this while we're down here, which is helpful. It means we'll be able to stop making charcoal and needing to cut down so many trees. So I just want to call out that we've got sort of a pattern going here. We dig 3 blocks down, 3 more blocks down, put a torch, hop down to the next landing. Cutting the spiral staircase is kind of slow, but it's a pretty easy thing to do. That's bedrock. It can't be mined, it can't be damaged by anything. It also tells us that we've reached the bottom of the map. So I'm going to try and go up 9 levels. You'll actually see I lose count and have to go back down again. The reason we're going to do that is that should put us right at the level that we're above the lava, but we should still be in the reach of the diamonds. Diamonds only occur in the bottom 14 layers of the game, so we need to be that far down. That's why we've cut the spiral staircase down, and that's why we want to set up our workshop down here. So that there will be the doorway between our workshop and our staircase. I'm going to be mining out the workshop for a while. I'll also be putting down chests to get the basic layout in place. And then in a little while we can start in on our mines. So you'll see the pattern to make a chest here. We're going to use 8 boards around the outside of the crafting table. We're going to use a lot of chests in the game. They help keep things organized, and getting that much wood is actually pretty easy, so it's better to use a lot to keep things well sorted. For now I'm just going to dump everything into this one chest, but you'll see as we go we'll end up making quite a few more. So I ran up to the surface to get this furnace as well as the iron that's in it so I can make another pickaxe. But not having a pickaxe, I mined it with the iron axe. Kind of forgot that if you mine a furnace with an iron axe, it'll be destroyed. There's a lot of little things like this that you'll learn as you play the game, and if you're like me, you'll also forget them frequently. But we did get the iron that we needed, so we can go back down now and finish mining. So you'll see here, I'm going to start smelting some cobblestone into stone. At this point in the game, I'm just doing it for aesthetics. I want to patch up some of the holes in the walls of the workshop and make everything look nice and smooth. Later in the game, having cobblestone actually has some important value, but we'll get to that in a while. We want to make sure our workshop is well lit. Mobs can only spawn in the dark, so if we keep our workshop well lit, they won't spawn in here. Now they can't spawn in here while we're in here because they can't spawn too close to us, but we could go up to the surface and then come back down and find a creeper in our workshop, which would be a real problem. So as we go, you'll see me put down more and more torches to keep everything looking nice. So this is the aesthetic part I was talking about. I mined a big hole out of my ceiling to get a bunch of coal that was up there. So now I'm going to patch it up with some stone, just so that it looks nice. My hunger bars dropped pretty low, so I'm going to go cook and eat some food. We really want to keep that up in the top 1 or 2 food markers. In that range, we'll constantly be healing as we take damage. Letting it drop this low is a little dangerous. If I was to get in a fight, I could die pretty easily. Those red stones you see right there are, well, they're redstone. We'll use them a lot later in the game. It's also a type of block that we're going to find plenty of. So now we've got about 2/3 of our workshop mined out. And what I'm doing here is I'm lining up the doorway that I'm going to use it to be the main entrance to the mines. I found some coal over here, so I'll mine that out while we're going. But I'm actually going to start carving out what will be the main shaft of the mines. Okay, that was quite a bit of iron and coal. I'm going to fill this area in because we ended up mining out way more than I intended. This is going to be the main shaft of our mine. We'll use a branch mining technique, but we'll get into that more in the next video. For now, I'm just going to clean this area up. We really want a long tunnel that is 3 wide and 4 tall. Well, that just about wraps it up for this video. I'm going to get these last few torches in place, and that will mark out where the mine shafts will be. We'll start digging those out in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.